And this is exclusive to so you can't build this exterior elevation anywhere in Houston. They won't let you. Hey, come here really quick. We got the exclusive invite to come out and film a neighborhood that hasn't even opened up yet. In fact, a lot of these brand new model homes aren't completed, and these builders are scrambling to get things ready for the grand opening here in a couple of weeks. But because of our connections, and really because of you watching our videos, they called us up and said, hey, Kyler, we want to give you guys and your audience the very first look, not just in a brand new community that I think has the potential to be one of the biggest master plan communities here in Houston, but really to look at some brand new concepts. This is an example here. We're gonna get you inside of this Highland home and a couple others today. They have a whole different exterior elevation that we haven't seen in Houston. This has got this really cool Spanish style going on. Typically Highland doesn't do stucco. They said, hey, we gotta do something innovative, something completely new. So all of the homes we're gonna show you today are like that. They're new homes that we haven't shown you before. We've got 3 or 4 of them already opened up, but there are gonna be 11 builders here in total. And as you can see, we are here in the middle of the forest. You've got these established pine trees here, construction workers everywhere. It's pure chaos, but the homes we're gonna show you inside today, you've never seen before, and they're turnkey. Let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and show you homes before anybody else does. So let's get you inside and show you your first house, and all along the way, we'll tell you exactly where we're at today. Come on inside. I'm gonna lock this up because they've got all of these construction workers out here, and I don't want us to get interrupted. We're gonna skip all this. Now, one thing that you noticed walking up to the home is this is a completely different exterior elevation, and the cool thing is they're only offering it here in this community. In fact, the developer said Highland's not allowed to build this exterior elevation in any of the other communities. But I wanted to get you straight in because I want you to see just how cool these homes are. So we're inside of Highland Homes, 60-foot model home, and it opens up. It's got all of the higher end features that you would expect in a Highland home, and we'll cover pricing at the end, so stick around. But I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised by what you get here for the money. First thing I noticed is just how open it is. You've got 11-foot ceilings here in the kitchen, and then it opens up into these big cathedral ceilings with the beams. But Highland is so tasteful. I mean, starting with these wood floors, these are real wood floors. These are really gorgeous. And if you stick around, Highland's got a 50-foot product line, and they have a brand new features list in that 50-foot product. So we'll kind of walk you through the differences. So if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, you love Highland, you're gonna wanna check that one out. And all the builders out here, even though they came up with these new exterior elevations, they're all super unique. They've got 11 different builders building from 40-foot products all the way up to 80-foot products. So you're gonna have homes well over the $1 million price point out here, but they're starting in the low 300s. So starting here in the kitchen, pretty decked out. That's what you would expect with Highland. They usually have the nicest finishes for the price out of any of the builders, in my opinion, but you got the backsplash. Is actually part of the countertops going all the way up. You got the oversized cafe gas appliances, and then I love the pull-out drawers down underneath. So a lot going on here. Highland has the best designers. I'm just gonna say it again. They crush it, but this is pretty unique. So instead of being a pantry off of the kitchen here, you've got the laundry room. Let me know in the comments below, do you like the location of this or not? I personally like when the laundry room's connected to the master closet. Not all floor plans can do that, but this is kind of unique having it tucked back in the kitchen. I'm not sure about it, but let's keep exploring. So you got the pantry here. Decent amount of shelving. I think I'd rather have like that as a big walk-in pantry. Now we've seen these a lot. We're showing them to you. You got the built-in plugs right here in the island. So pretty cool, pretty unique. But I love that Highland's got this well-defined kitchen space, but it opens up nicely. And then this is all one big room. A lot of Highlands are a bit more compartmentalized. This one feels nice and open and spacious. To be honest, I'm not even sure where to start. I like that they added the built-ins on both sides of the fireplace. You do have a really nice fireplace in here, completely wrapped with brick. And then check these sliders out. These are 11-foot sliders. And they don't just have one, they have 2. So this whole wall pretty much opens up. Now, here's the thing. We're not gonna go outside today because it's super noisy. They're running all of these homes on generators still. That's how early on it is in this development. But here in just a couple weeks, you're gonna see a total transformation. And as I promised, we'll get you back out here to show you really kind of what this whole model home park looks like. But it's kind of cool to get the first look at things, right? So yeah, you got these nice white oak built-ins over here. Pretty well-defined living area, but I personally love the informal dining room in the living room. I know I say that all the time. I have it in my house. It just is a lot more livable. than some of these floor plans. Now, these sliders are really cool. Sometimes they open in 2 directions. In this case, it opens in 1. It's probably gonna be pretty loud. Maybe we go for it. I'll just give you a quick sneak peek because they're running on the generator over there. So here they added a full outdoor kitchen. The one thing that I noticed is you've got a huge patio here, a full outdoor dining with the kitchen. You've got your seating area here, but look at how big these yards are. So, in fact, I haven't even told you where we're at today. You're gonna have to hold on one more minute and we'll give you the full scoop. But you'll notice, here's a couple hints. We got these established trees. You don't get these in all parts of Houston. In fact, you really only get these on the northern side of Houston. So we are over here, up here on the northern side of Houston. They did the wrought iron along the back, and you definitely have this huge nature preserve right behind you. And this area is growing a ton. I think you're gonna see a lot of growth out here, but tell you what, good thing I work out. These sliders are heavy. So coming over here, you got your dining room. You could fit 8 people. They just didn't put the kind of end cap chairs on here, but I just think this is beautiful. And I think your view from here, you'll notice the house really opens up, but Highland does a good job of making the main rooms open and then kind of compartmentalizing it down the hallways. But we'll start over here in the master bedroom. If you didn't do the sliders, which I can't imagine seeing this home without sliders after being in the model home, but you would have this door to kind of access it. But this is the master. It's tucked off the back of the home, plenty of space, huge ceilings, big old kind of bump out, not really necessarily a bay window, but just an extension. It gives you that extra space, that seating area, right? Tons of room for activities. Huge, huge bedroom. And then another thing Highland does is they always have this upgraded millwork in the model homes. Their inventory homes don't come with this. This is, you know, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 after you close to come in and do all of this nice woodwork. But really open bathroom. It's not one of those tight galley bathrooms. Love the plantation shutters in here. And then they kept the real wood floors even in the closets, which I think is pretty swanky. Big oversized shower, really nice tub, no bench in the shower. We'll survive, we'll be all right. And then as far as closet space goes, 10 out of 10. Nice size, really big, double hanging space here. I mean, you really get a lot. And now this home is kind of in the mid-size out of all of their floor plans. This is called the Birchwood, and I'll get you the exact square footage on it here in a second when I look back at the sheet, because I forgot it. But what I can tell you is their homes in their 60-foot products are gonna range anywhere from from 2,500 square feet up to 3,500 square feet. So if you're kind of looking for that mid-size 4-bedroom family home, Highland's gonna be a great builder for that. Now, everything else is located up here at the front of the house. Here we go. Here's the missing pantry space. You have 2 pantries in this kitchen. I didn't catch this one. So you can look over there. You got more storage. And then I don't wanna just blow past this. This is a lot of really extra cabinet space, and it's really pretty. They've got the glass faces, so it's definitely more decorative. If you wanted to do a bar setup, you could. They can also do like wine racks when you're building with Highland. If you go to the design center and don't buy one of their inventories, you can configure this a bunch of different ways. And then another thing that Highland does is they do these pedestal legs on their island. So they're a little bit more ornate, but in my opinion, it's just a classier vibe, classier look. And then I love it. I'm giving you all the extra space that you could want right here in the kitchen island. So coming down this way, we'll start. They've got the bedrooms kind of snaking off. Huge bedrooms. One thing that makes Highland's homes feel bigger, even though their square footages are the same as other builders, is they've got massive ceilings in here. So to have 11-foot ceilings in bedrooms, it's just that ceiling plate is really nice and high. And then we'll always judge them by their closet. So decent walk-in closet, not huge, but not like a dinky little closet, but you do have a full ensuite. So you get your own bathroom here. And then this is one thing that I appreciate. Every one-story, in my opinion, needs a secondary living space. They do a good job with the sliders. So you've got a full media room, you can completely close it up. Really good for playroom too. One thing I like is if you did a playroom, kids are messy. This isn't like an office you would use as a playroom. This is a true media room, so you can close these doors up and hide everything. So you got the nice little sliders. And then coming down this way, keeping the real wood flooring, half bath, really cool wallpaper. Don't see that very often, super unique. And then 2 bedrooms down here off of the end. So ceiling height staying 11 feet, keeping the plantation shutters. This is a full-size bed, but you could go queen in here. Ooh, that's pretty comfy. Decent closets, also has its own ensuite. I like that walk-in shower quite a bit. and then we're on a roll. Every single bedroom has its own bathroom in this house. That's wild. We don't see that all of the time. So definitely checking a lot of boxes with good closet space, good ceiling height, easily fitting queen beds in here, having their own bathrooms. I mean, yeah, what more could you ask for? Well, I'll tell you what.
I tell you
You could ask for a home office, and that's what you're gonna get. So up here at the front of the home, pretty decent size, probably like an 11 by 12 or 11 by 13 foot office, huge desk. And you know what? Maybe this is where we tell everybody where we're at, Keith. So we are inside of a brand new community. We're in Magnolia, Texas, and if I had to drop a pin as to where I think you're gonna see the most growth in Houston here in the next 5 to 10 years, it would be exactly where we're at today. We are here in Colton. Colton is a 5,700 acre master plan community developed by the same developer that developed Artavia. We've shown you Artavia in our other videos, and they have a really cool themed community. They've done a great job. Their theme over at Artavia is live colorfully, and so they really embody their kind of their ethos. And in that development, they've got a ton of top builders. Well, guess what? They've leveraged those relationships and they've brought them out here. They have 11 builders so far that they've hand selected to come out here and build in this model home park. And over time, with 5,700 acres, I expect this to be a 10+ year development. We're right here off of 1486, which is gonna be the hottest new road here pretty much anywhere in Houston. You've got right next door Creston, which we just filmed a couple weeks ago, which is a 3,000 acre Johnson development. You've got Magnolia Springs, which we've shown you before, which is a little bit more affordable homes. And then you have Blue Jack National just down the road, which is Tiger Woods' signature golf course. I happen to be a member there. I love it. So I'm out here all the time, and I knew that this area was gonna explode, but it's finally here with the grand opening of all these models here in a couple weeks. You're finally gonna have the opportunity to get in on the ground floor because prices are only gonna go up from here. In fact, they're expecting over 30,000 new single family homes here in the next 5 to 10 years in Magnolia alone, and Colton's gonna be one of the leading causes of that. So you got a lot of product sizes out here, but as I mentioned, prices here are gonna start in the low 300s. Now, you're probably wondering exactly how much this home costs. Well, we've got you pricing on this. As I mentioned, they range from 2,500 up to 3,500 square feet. And as we head over to our next builder, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you can buy this one for. We're gonna cover pricing on these, but guys, I just got an exciting phone call. There is a model home that I've been dying to get y'all in that I didn't think we were gonna be able to, but their marketing department just called us and gave us the green light to be the first people to show you inside of that model. So that's where we're gonna head next. But as far as the Highland Homes 60-foot product is concerned, they're building this exact floor plan right now on one of the first streets here in this community, and they're selling it for $607,000. And you can get some of their smaller products starting around $500,000, and then you could get up over $600,000 pretty quickly if you deck a home out like the one that we just showed you with the massive sliders and the beams and all of the higher end finishes. So a lot of opportunities with Highland. If you love Highland, but you wanted to keep your budget on the smaller end, they do have their 50-foot product line, but we're actually about to flip it on you. We're about to go show you an even larger product, an even more customizable product that, well, I'll just leave it at that. I'm excited to show you. When the developer area set out to develop Colton, they said, hey, we want to do something completely distinctly different, something new. We want to come up with a different vibe of the neighborhood, and there's no better way to cast a good vibe than to change the exterior look, which is called the elevation of these products. And I have not seen this before. This is a real black brick. It's not painted, it's a natural black brick. And I'm really excited to get you inside of this house, but you'll notice one thing. One, this is different than the Spanish style. So they came out with a couple different styles. This one's called the Texas Mesa, and this is exclusive to Colton. So you can't build this exterior elevation anywhere in Houston. They won't let you. But one thing you'll also notice is just how wide this lot is. In fact, the backyard is huge because we're on a corner, but this is a 70-foot product, and this still isn't even the biggest product series they have out here. They have some 80-foot lots, but this is J. Patrick Homes. We've shown you them on our channel before. This is one of the more custom decked out homes that I have seen in a long time. And if you don't already know, we make these videos just for you. My name's Kyler Ferris. We run one of the biggest real estate teams here in Houston, and that's why we get invited to give you exclusive access to brand new homes. So if you're thinking of moving to Houston, don't be shy. We've got over 55 agents, and we would love to help you guys make a smooth move here to Houston, Texas. So just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email, and we will help you out. Now let's get inside and check this one out. So the first thing that you'll notice when you come in is how big this house is. You'll see it's got this huge kind of open rotunda area, and This is a 4,200 square foot home before the additions that they've added. So right when you come to the house, you do have a dedicated office. One of their salespeople was in here working away, probably writing some of the first contracts out here in Colton, but get a look at this. This home is huge. I think with the additions, it's probably around the 4,500 square foot mark, and you can do a lot when you have lots that are this wide. So come on in here. First thing you'll notice, they do have a more formalized dining area. It does connect nicely to the rest of the house, but because of this structural post here holding up pretty much the entire upstairs, it gives it a little bit of definition. And check out this staircase. Super modern. I love the flooring. They did a pretty good job of matching these real wood treads to this flooring, and it's real wood. It's kind of a, I don't see this a ton. I like it a lot, but it's a really high quality real wood, but they're more narrow slats than some of the other stuff we see. But one of the things J. Patrick does a great job of is giving you these big, huge kind of open family room spaces. You got the fireplace going 20 plus feet all the way up to the ceiling. They wrapped it with this cool shiplap. And then you've got the floor to ceiling windows. And you do have a little bit of overflow from that upstairs, but this is that big 2-story family home that I think a lot of people are looking for. And the prices on these, the base prices start really, really low. Now this home has a couple $100,000 in upgrades, which is noticeable because it looks gorgeous. So coming over here into the kitchen, they got the upgraded kind of black appliances, which I think look really cool. You got two-tone cabinets with the black and the oak, but I haven't seen this before. This is pretty swanky. This is like a mid-divider. I guess it's like a black porcelain. I don't know. It looks really sleek, looks really sexy, goes nicely with the kind of the black paint matched vent hood, upgraded cafe appliances. And then J. Patrick is definitely one of the more custom builders that you're gonna see here in Colton. So you can do a lot with their floor plans. Usually you'll start with the base floor plan, but they've got so many different structural kind of upgrades and options that you can do a lot with it. Now, hold on. I don't wanna get too distracted here, but let me try something. That is a wireless built-in phone charger in the countertops. Okay, I'm freaking out right now. I saw this on TikTok or something, but I had never seen one in any of the homes, but I saw this glow up ring here. And so apparently up under here, they cut out some of the countertops. That's sweet. This is my first one. So look at that. You can get wireless built-in charging. Those are my kids. They're cute little kids. In the countertops. That's epic. I'm kind of freaking out. I lost my whole train of thought, guys. That is so cool. I've wanted builders to do that for so long. It's so much better than the little dinky pop-ups. Now I'm just gonna make fun of the pop-ups every time I see one because that is how you do it. That is so cool. So, and you can change the LEDs in there so you can make it completely go away or you can have it light up different colors. So, all right, back on track. Here we are. If you're hosting in a big 2-story family home, you got the holidays, you got the double ovens, and then you do have a dining room option here. You know, you'll probably use this a little bit with the kiddos kind of hanging out, eating here. You got 3 bar stools, but then, you know, your formal dining is where you'll have your bigger meals. Now, one thing that's interesting, this is a big island, but I guess just because the layout, it's not super wide, so it holds 3 bar stools comfortably. You might be able to cram 4 in, but it might start to look a little funny. But what's crazy is this lot size. This lot size is epic. Now they're still about to put in the gas grill out here. As I mentioned, this is the first look. This is pretty much the only finishing touch they have. But this lot is an example of one of the bigger lots you could grab if you come out here and you get first dibs. Not only are we on a 70-foot wide lot, but because this one backs up to a reserve and is in a corner, there's a lot of space. And they said, you know what, let's just sell it as a lot. So these are all upgrades. They've got the kind of the fire pit area. In fact, this is such a big backyard, they decided we're not even gonna put grass in the whole thing. So, but now you can see why people wanna be out here. They've got these gorgeous established trees. Some of them are smaller pines, but some are really big oak trees. And then some are 70, 80-year-old, you know, pine trees. Houses are running off these big generators, but full power will be in out here probably in the next month or so, which will make it, you know, easy for you to move in. Realistically, build times out here are probably 6 to 9 months anyways. So if you came out here to buy something and you wanted to build from the ground up, you could pick a big lot like this, but it'll be, you know, depending on the builder, like I said, 6 to about 9 months. Now here in the kitchen, I don't want to blow past this. You do have your pantry. This is a big walk-in pantry. I'd expect it to be this big, you know, in a 4,000 plus square foot home. They just moving stuff in. I do love that they've got the laundry sink in like a black quartz. Plenty of storage in here, brand new. I'm gonna take a sneak peek in here. No peeking. Ah, here we go. All right, so you've got the 3-car tandem garage. They just epoxied this floor. You can smell it. So you're gonna be able to get really nice epoxy floors. I have these in my garage. They hide all of the dirt. I mean, it could be the messiest thing in the world and you can't see it, which is great. So, all right. What a big, nice house. So the master's gonna be tucked over off of the back. You got plenty of natural light coming through. And I like that they didn't cover up the upstairs of the patio here. So you get the upper windows bringing the light in too. And then voila, huge extended master bedroom with this bay windows, king size bed, plenty of room. And then I really like that they matched the wood floors to the ceiling and then they added the beams. Definitely, kind of that higher tier level trim out that you would want in a home of this price. But one thing J. Patrick knocks it out of the park on is their bathrooms. Their bathrooms are always pretty epic. I think it was J. Patrick that did the shower room, right, Keith? They did a full shower room that was like the size of this whole bathroom, which in the scheme of things, I guess this is modest compared to that. This is still a killer bathroom. Look at this tile. This is like a chrome subway herringbone. I haven't seen this. And then if you just meet me over here, oh, we got the bench. We got the bench, oh, not 1, but 2, but 3, but 4. Keith, I could sit here for hours and just rinse off the day. This is my kind of shower. I love it. You got the penny tiles here. You got the bench. It doesn't get much better than this. And it's really nice when they put the shampoo nooks on this side versus over here so that you don't see them. They're nice, they're hidden, they're tucked away. Now, this is a different type of cabinet than I've seen. It's a much more modern cabinet, but it's still got some natural wood grain in it, but it's got kind of like a whitewashed finish to an oak cabinet. So it's pretty unique. And then pretty good closet space. I do like this. I like that they give you some additional built-ins. You got some hanging rods that are still missing because they're finishing up the model. Yes, the home would come with hanging rods, so don't you worry about that. But overall, really, really love the amount of space that you're getting here. So as we come back through the living room, one thing I didn't point out is how wide this fireplace is. It's gonna give you plenty of room to mount an 80-inch TV, and you can mount it lower too because there's no mantle. So you're not gonna get that crick in your neck. And I think, one of the upsides of these electric fireplaces, I am more kind of prone to liking a gas fireplace, but what's really cool is it does change the ambiance. You can have it running all the time. You can change the lights, change the colors, give it a nice kind of moody vibe here. Now, you do have a half bath and it's not tucked away. It's right here for everybody to access, which I think that's the point of a half bath. You don't wanna hide it anywhere. And if you don't look closely, you could miss the fact that there's a second bedroom, full ensuite on the first floor. So if you've got guests, you've got in-laws, if you don't want guests to be up there with the, younger kids, this is probably a better place to keep them, let the kids sleep, hang out down here, party, have a good time. And then you've got a full walk-in shower tucked in over here. And hold on, this one has a bench as well. Now we're talking. When your guests have a bench, that's how you know you've made it to life. It's one thing to get a shower bench for you, but it's another to provide one for your guests. Now, J. Patrick is gonna have floor plans that have 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, and even 6-bedroom options. So if you're looking for a big family home, they're probably gonna be your best builder out here when it comes to just space for the family. And not only do they have more rooms, but their rooms are huge. Look at this. This is just one of the upstairs bathrooms. It's got a full ensuite, and I've gotta give props to the designer here because she did a phenomenal job. And not only does it look great from the finishes that she chose, but also all the furniture, it all just comes together. This is my kind of vibe. It's not too black, white, modern. It's bringing in kind of the earth tones too. This feels like our office, Keith. This feels like the same color scheme as our office. I love it. Now, huge closet in here. I mean, this is almost like a secondary upstairs master. Plenty of hanging space, shelves, ceilings in here go all the way up. And then the ceiling heights on second stories oftentimes are just a little too short. That's not the case in here. You got 10-foot ceilings here on the second floor. Now, we got a little bit of hall storage, linen closet. Now, this is gonna be a shared bathroom, so it kind of Jack and Jills with the hallway. But one thing I love, check out that bathroom tile. It goes all the way up to the ceiling. It's pretty modern, pretty sleek. And another huge bedroom. This is a king bed, guys. I don't think we've been on many home tours where we've seen a king bed upstairs. And this is just showing off. And it's not like it's blocking the window either. You have plenty of room. So yeah, you're definitely getting a lot more space. Now, here in Texas, we don't have basements. A lot of times you'll utilize attic space for storage. Sometimes they'll have full-size doors, but that's what this is. This is actually an exterior solid core door, and it's probably accessing some of the mechanicals like the hot water heaters. This is gonna be your smart closet. This is where they're gonna bring, it's ugly right now. It's not like this whenever you close, but this is where they're gonna connect your Wi-Fi, your security cameras, all of that stuff. So it'll run right here into this smart hub. You even have a plug in the closet. Who puts plugs in closets? I love that. And then this is a really pretty view, kind of looking down. You can see how grand this front entry is with these big chandeliers. And then you flip over here, you've got your large kind of black industrial fan. Spills over down into the downstairs, but I love this. This is a secondary upstairs office. Great place for the kids to get their homework done, study. I don't know if they do that these days with AI. This is a great place for your kid to sit down and have ChatGPT do their homework for them. So I'm joking, hopefully, but I love it. They got the wood slats in here. Great job. Great job. You can close this up. I would say, hey, this would be a great media room, but guess what? Come here. Voila. I mean, this isn't just a media room. This is one of the first ones we've seen in a while where this room is big enough for what, Keith? A full-size golf simulator. Come over here, just get you your nice swing on. Man, it is golf season, guys. I am tempted every single day that we film to just quit and go golf, but I love you guys too much, so we're gonna keep filming. What a good play space. You got work and you got play and you got more play. So much secondary space. I wouldn't even say this is for the kids. At this point, you're coming up here, you're hanging out. I mean, full-size pool table, not full-size shuffleboard, but poker room. I mean, this is killer. So much room for activities. They have the black beams up here, wood shiplap on the ceilings, you know, huge 10-foot ceiling heights. But this is a huge option. This is an upgrade, but how cool is this? I have a client too, by the way, that built with Jay Patrick. He reached out to us through our YouTube channel. He was a pilot and he moved out to my neighborhood, Grand Central Park, built a 70-foot product, and he did a lot of these structural options. His home came out amazing, and he backed up to a nice reserve, very similar to this one. But check out how big this back patio is and how big this backyard is. So if you want to be up above the mosquitoes, which is a thing, by the way, mosquitoes only fly so high. So if you want to hang out in your backyard, and if there are mosquitoes and bugs out, better to hang out on the patio. And then check this out. This is that black brick that I was talking about. It's got a little bit of red undertone to it, but I love this. Everybody's painting their houses white. I don't know how energy efficient a black brick home is, but I'm sure with today's measures, the way that they build these homes probably doesn't matter, because a lot of times they'll have like radiant barrier, different like higher levels of insulation in these homes. But here's the scoop. With Jay Patrick, you've got a lot of different floor plan options, starting in the 3,000 square foot range, going up over 5,000 square feet. So you've got a ton of flexibility. These are definitely going to be the best home options, in my opinion, currently available out here. If you want those huge family homes, they're gonna have them on the bigger lots. You have more width to play with. You've got a lot more kind of customizable optionality, but at the end of the day, they don't break the bank. As far as prices are concerned, their base prices out here start around $700,000. It's really not that bad. Now, because they're more customizable, you're gonna have a lot more variability in how much you go over the base price, because obviously the bigger home that you design, all of those upgrades add up when you're talking about 5,000 square feet instead of just 2,500 square feet. So I was talking with the designer here, and she was saying that all in, this home as you see it would probably come out to around $1 million, but the base price on this home is just over $700,000. So they've got a lot of really high-end finishes that come standard, so you don't need to do all of these upgrades with these sliders and the beams everywhere. Even paint goes a long way these days. You can get a really nice, well-appointed home starting in the 700,000s, and if you go crazy like this with one of their bigger products, you might end up around that $1 million price point, which in the scheme of things of what we've shown you in here in Houston really isn't that bad. But if this is above where you want to be at budget-wise, don't worry, we've got you covered. We got another builder for you. If you were looking for kind of that mid-tier, not too big, not too small, nice 3,000 square foot one-story home, this one's gonna check a lot of boxes for you. We're in Beezer's 55-foot model home, And you'll notice as you walk up, once again, a completely different exterior elevation. We already showed you kind of the Spanish style, then we showed you the Texas Mesa, and I'm not quite sure if this one is the Prairie or one of their other styles, but we're gonna show you their full lookbook whenever we get into the kitchen, which will walk you through all of the different styles that they offer here in Colton. But right here at the front of this house, you've got your home office, and they did a bunch of kind of aftermarket built-ins to really complete this office and show you what it could look like. In fact, whenever they start tying in this nice oak millwork into the windowsills, that's when you know you're starting to get there. You've got wood look tile in this house. It's kind of wider, longer plank wood look tile. Gonna hold up to pretty much anything. Dogs, kids, water, you name it. And one thing Beazer is known for, other than these flickering lights, I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, I know what's going on. They're running on a generator right now because the power's still not on out here. But one thing Beazer is known for is having one of the most energy efficient homes. In fact, if you follow me, it's not complete yet, but they always have this as a showcase in their homes. If you look up here, you'll see that this home is completely spray foamed. In fact, they leave chocolate bunny rabbits in the attics of their model homes, because when it's 105 degrees out, we've been filming in Beazer's homes before, that chocolate rabbit doesn't melt because of how energy efficient their homes are. And then they're also switching everything now to 2x6 construction on their exterior walls with spray foam and thermal, I forget what you call it, but basically like a thermal backed insulation as opposed to your standard 2x4 construction. So it's allowing them to put a lot more insulation inside of those walls. And another thing that's really great about Beazer is they're gonna give you a lot of options with their floor plan. So we're in their Linwood floor plan, which is just over 3,000 square feet, but they've got some of their smallers at 2,300 going all the way up to around 3,500 square feet. So this is definitely gonna be one of their best one-story options. And then you can pick, you know, a bunch of optionalities, whether you want the sink in the kitchen island, stuff like that. That light's probably tripping all of us out. But other thing I like is it's nice and open. A lot of the one stories have tight, narrow hallways, but you can feel just how wide it is. And if you look up, they've got some nice accents in the ceilings. You've got your chandelier. But I'll tell you what, I love this concept. So to have some of these bigger bedrooms where you have your own secondary kind of landing space, you'd be able to close this up with a door, and I would turn this into a playroom for the kids where they have their own access. Huge bedrooms, I mean, really good size. You got 9, 10-foot ceilings in here, walk-in closets with a window. This is a full-size bed. It is cornered. We don't see a lot of cornered beds, but if you wanted to get rid of the nightstand, you could put a much larger bed in here, but plenty of space in this room. And then really cool that it connects out here. Now this is gonna be a shared bathroom. I will show you, it's pretty good size. You got your shower tub combo. They took the tile all the way up, but I really like this herringbone tile here. It's almost like a faux brick. But 2 different vanities in here, so people can share this bathroom. And then looks like you've got the walk-in closet set up over here. Queen size bed fits in this room pretty nicely. And then coming over here, kind of a game closet. So yeah, if you wanted to have this set up as a playroom, plenty of storage for the kids' toys so you can kind of clean it up. And then if you really want it to be out of sight, out of mind, I would probably put, here, Keith, flip around here, I wanna show them. I would put kind of closing barn sliders that meet in the middle here. You got plenty of room on the wall space, easy kind of aftermarket fix, so it's really not gonna take much at all to knock that out. This is your landing area over to the garage. They've got some 2 and some 3-car options. Some of the builders out here are gonna offer their bigger 3-car plans. I think there might even be builders coming out here with some 4-car garage options for you. I'm a master of walking backwards at this point. So before we get you in the main living area, let's just knock out the rest of these bedrooms. You got your laundry in here, and I don't really wanna show you this just yet, so we'll save that for later. But you've got a kind of a final bedroom, but this is a full ensuite. So on this one, check it out. The closet connects through the bathroom, which I think is really nice. So to have all your own space, everything's kind of separated off from the main living area too. So like the biggest con to one stories a lot of times is how noise travels, but this is very separated from the rest of the house. You got good storage all throughout. And then really this is where the home kind of starts to open back up. But you got your half bath here, off of the main living area. And man, everywhere I turn, there's like an extra closet. This is pretty cool. They haven't finished the wood trim out, but you've got this really sturdy black steel door. And this is where you've got your plug for your beer fridge, your wine cooler, And I really like this. It gives you a cool statement showpiece. It's off of the main living area, but it does have a lock on it so those kids can't get in there. And then here we go. Last but not least, the actual main living area, which is nice and open, kind of that big kind of open concept vibe. And then the first thing I notice is how big that kind of squared off dining table is. The fact that that space fits that table is really nice, but plenty of room for a big sectional here. You've got the electric fireplace, but they did bring the brick in, gave you a mantle here, so your TV is gonna be up a little bit higher. But yeah, pretty well-defined living space. They went with like a more ornate cabinet than kind of the modern shakers you see. Definitely going with that exterior theme. And speaking of themes, I've got the whole Colton book right here. If you just want to lean over my shoulder, I'll give you kind of the quick overview. So this is Colton. It's developed by Area, one of the biggest developers here in the Houston area. And I mentioned the location earlier, but I don't think I really hit on how clutch this location is. You're not just on 1486, which is right for development, you're directly off of Highway 249, which is a toll road that goes directly into Houston if you go south, but if you go north, it heads out to College Station. It's called the Aggie Expressway for a reason. So you can go 80 miles an hour on that toll road. So you're 10, 15 minutes from Magnolia and Tomball. So you've got two really well built out shopping areas nearby for you to go check out. In fact, because of the location and because of the fact that Area owns acreage on both sides of the Aggie Expressway, it gives them the opportunity to bring a ton of commercial real estate here to the area. So it's still early days. We don't know exactly what it's gonna look like. I did hear a rumor though, that they're going to kind of replicate a small town downtown Tomball feel. And if they were to do that, I think it would be an absolute hit. In fact, one of Keith and I's favorite things to do is when we film in the Tomball area is to take a break and go explore downtown Tomball. But I think like you've seen on Highway 99 around Houston, it's gonna be ripe for these big, mile long, 2 mile long commercial shopping centers with all of your retail, your hair salons, and then all your fast food, your restaurants, and then your big grocery stores, even probably Home Depots. This area is exploding so much that I would expect that this development will have all of that. But usually the residential development comes first. That might take 3, 4, 5 years for them to start building all of that out. But you're investing in the future. The thing with buying in Colton now is you're getting today's prices and you're getting a huge appreciation play, which is what I saw or have seen in my house, which I bought 6 years ago in a brand new master plan community. So here are their different styles. They've got a Texas Craft, which I'm not sure if the one we're in is Texas Craft or Prairie. They've got the Texas Craft. We saw the Spanish style over at the very first Highland model. They also have a Monterey, which is kind of a blend of kind of Spanish, and I love kind of these tiles, this terracotta tile. Then they've got mid-century, which we haven't seen many of those yet. They've got the Prairie, which might be the one we're in right now. And then we showed you the Texas Mesa over at J. Patrick. And as far as amenities are concerned, Colton isn't gonna have a community pool, but they do that for a reason. We've heard from Area quite a few times. They kind of expect you to be able to build your own pool here. They're gonna have splash pads. They're gonna have a 24/7 indoor-outdoor gym, and they're gonna build like tons of amenities. They're also bringing a lot of schools here to the area. So as you see here, you've got you're in Magnolia ISD, but they plan to build a lot of on-site schools here, which is gonna be really nice. So the grand opening's here in just a couple of weeks, and you're the first person to get a sneak peek here. So wanted to run you through that. Pretty good sized kitchen. I love the wraparound pantry. You can get a ton of space in here, but it's hidden, it's tucked away, and it also gives you a place to kind of hide your coffee maker. So great place for your coffee bar. Then if you want to show anything off, they did the glass faces on these countertops, but plenty of counter space. And then I didn't notice this because they did the waterfall edge, but if you come over here, you actually have two-tone cabinets. So they went with a really nice kind of olive green. Big, deep farmhouse sink, and then great sight lines over to where the TV would be. They did do a pot filler here. If you don't know what these are, just be careful. Make sure you have a pot here, because if you turn this knob, water shoots out everywhere. And then I do love the drawers underneath for all your pots and your pans. And then this table is something I haven't seen before. Really cool to have a square table. To me, the fact that this space fits this is great, but I really like the concept. If you have a couple different couples over, you have game night. I don't know, I really like this. It's almost like a round table effect, but you still have, I don't know, it's a square, so it's not a circle. And then you've got different ways out to the backyard. They're still finishing up here, so we're not gonna get you out there, but they did add the sliders, which open it up nicely. You've got these cathedral ceilings, and you can see they're about to finish up the pavers on this patio for the grand opening here in just a week. They also added the gas line to build an outdoor kitchen. So coming in here, really good sized master. Obviously you're gonna have your king bed, but I mean, you got like a TV set up here. It's like a theater with these chairs. Put your TV over there, and then they even have the upper window just because the ceiling height in here is quite nice. And then bathroom-wise, tons of counter space over on this side. I'd say this is good enough, but this, to have kind of your makeup vanity and you know, your own sink here. Big freestanding tub, and then you got your shower coming over this way. You got the bench. My bench, toilet room. Actually, hold on. Toilet room's around the other side. This is your linen closet. And then voila, pretty good sized closet. Now, oftentimes, it's not every day that you see that you've got another door in your closet. So what is it? Is it a safe room? It's not a safe room. It's the laundry, just like I like it. It's just like I like it. You can come home from the gym, throw your dirty clothes in here, hop in the shower, whenever you're done with your laundry, put it all right back up, nice and neat. You got the folding space, really pretty tile on the ground, lots of extra cabinet storage space, and then it loops right back through over here, kind of into the main heart of the home. So they've got a lot of different floor plans, as we showed you, going all the way up to 3,500 square feet, but I think the most surprising thing with Beazer is gonna be the price. Now, this is one of the nicer homes for the price that we have shown you. In fact, their prices are gonna start at $420,000, and they're gonna get you up close to $600,000 if you built their biggest home with all of their highest end features. But guys, this is just 3 out of the 11 builders that are all gonna be done here in the next couple of weeks. They've already started selling, and by the time this video is posted, in fact, the neighborhood might even be open, but that's why we wanted to get you guys the first look. And I know we say this in a lot of our videos, but the reality is we film the neighborhoods that we think are about to hit. We don't like to just show you the closeout phases, but we want to get you inside neighborhoods before they blow up so that you can capitalize on it and call us back in a couple years and say, hey, Kyler, thank you, we made a great financial decision. And so I think that's what you're gonna see with Colton here. They're a proven developer with Area, and they did a really great job on Artavia, as you've seen. In fact, we just posted a video a couple weeks ago on Artavia with their brand new product line of Weston, and it was killer. But if you're wanting to know more about this area and why we think it's gonna explode, we just did a video a couple weeks ago on Creston, which is the next door neighbor. That's by Johnson Development. So you've got 2 really great options all in one hot area, and I don't think you can go wrong with either one. So if you want to know more about that one, be sure to check out this video right here. And as always, if you're thinking about moving to Houston, do what we always say, don't be shy. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email. That way we can help you guys make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas.